TNT Extreme have announced the final match for Project X. Joey Janela has been announced for the TNT GCW Weekender. Joe Lando has been announced for GCW Homecoming. One Pro Wrestling have now sold over 1,000 tickets. MLW possibly doing a UK show. Pac to defend the AEW All Atlantic Championship against Shot Umino for Rev Pro UK. Hello, everyone. Welcome to TNT's The Great British Wrestling Podcast for Great British Wrestling, as featured on Bodyslam.net. I'm the host, the Great British Otaku, Mr. Andrew Moore, and D2 Most. Joined, I always say up there, but it's actually more to my left or my right. It depends on how it lands. He is Big Daddy Dan, Mr. Daniel Allen, just Dan for short. How are we doing?
Quite accurately all over the place. Very good. I went on a trip this weekend to Edinburgh, which is a beautiful city. Absolutely loved it. Highly recommend it. Anybody that wants to go out for a nice city break, go to Edinburgh. It's gorgeous.
That does sound like fun. Well, my place is finally being hit by the dreaded corona. We've avoided it for 2.5 years, but it's finally hit the household. Which has kind of annoyed me because I was thinking I was going to go somewhere this weekend, but obviously I'm not going to be able to possibly go to that this weekend now, and that's a big shame because we'll be getting into it and it's huge and it's next weekend and it's buggered me really, and I'm that's the life that we live right now. I don't actually feel too bad, but it's about. We've also got loads of news coming in from Europe this time around. Last week we kind of concentrated on all the bigger promotions and the bigger stories. This week we got a lot of European stuff, and we've tried to be a bit more varied in our promotions, especially in our further roundup. There's a lot to talk about. Some great previews to talk about, especially one I'm just desperate to talk about, but we'll get there. I promise you we will get there. Of course, we have the latest NXT UK review, as well as ICW Fight Club, the latest. I've also got reviews of phenomenal elite wrestling's Off the Wall and Catch Pro, Catch 5, Art Catch. So,
and I'm going to chat about wet cake wrestling promotions.
Talk about. You see, everyone thought I was talking about Shot Umino, but no, I'm talking about that. I'm joking. I'm talking about it all. Where am I? TNT Extreme. Let's start it off. I'll let you go with it.
The brackets and the final match for the Project X Cruiserweight tournament for a shot at the Ultra X Championship have been announced. They are Kid Like Us 2 versus Nico Angelo, Battle of Lycos Gym. Man Like Derice versus Danny Black, Battle of the High Flyers. Leon Slater versus Callum Newman. I'm going to just say Battle of the High Flyers for all the rest of them. And Just Joe Lando versus Maverick Mayhew. Great lineup. Great lineup. The winner will move on to Project X, which is basically an Ultimate X match with two 30-foot scaffold-like structures meeting in the middle like an X. It sounds terrifying, and it is going to be insane.
Yeah, Ultimate X is basically coming to the UK. Of course, they can't call it Ultimate X. Very much like you put on a tables, ladders, and chairs match, not a TLC match. And before, they're just stealing matches. Well, everybody steals matches. This is what it is. And aren't you glad that they're stealing a more unique and original match than just going with the tired TLC or 6-person ladder? I usually hate tournaments that end in a fatal 4-way, but given the fact that it's going to be Ultimate X, I absolutely love this.
It should be absolutely brilliant.
Who are your picks then for who do you reckon is going to be in for? For me, Nico Angelo.
Yep.
Man Like Derice.
Yep.
Callum Newman. And Just Joe Lando.
I'm going to go with Kid Like Us 2. Man Like Derice, Callum Newman. I'm going to go with Maverick Mayhew because Maverick's got some good ladder experience.
He does, yeah. I'm thinking Man Like Derice is probably going to be the most powerful and athletic. Callum Newman's quite big, so I'm going to give it to him as well. And Nico Angelo is crazy. and crazy good as well. But that guy is absolutely insanely good, and I've seen his Creation Pro balcony dives.
Yeah,
that have led to no more balconies.
I just think that you need to have the cheeky naughtiness of Kid Like Us 2 in there.
I do, but I don't know. I'm thinking, I like my lineup for but I'm still going with Nico to win as well. He was my pick last week. I'm sticking with him. Obviously, you did pick him last week, so
I did.
You've changed your mind now.
I have, having looked at the way it's running out. I think Maverick Mayhew for the win.
Oh,
yeah, I know it's a bit out of left field, but I'm going to go Maverick Mayhew. Also, a great match has been lined up for the VIPs as one of our favourites, Leighton Buzzard, faces LJ Cleary to continue the amazing matches they've been having in ICW.
It's just one of our favourites, two of our favourites. I mean, I love LJ Cleary. I think Cleary is a phenomenal competitor. He can be a cheeky little scamp. He can play that heel or face quite well. Leighton Buzzard has got stardom all over him. He's not quite ready yet, but he's nearly ready.
Yeah, he is a special talent. Project X is on the 21st July at the Camp and Furnace in Liverpool. It has been confirmed that on July the 21st, Gene Money versus Scott Garland will take place. Scotty Hottie versus Gene Money 2, after Gene delivered an emphatic promo asking Scott for one more match. And Scotty, of course, said yes.
Yeah, very nicely, nice to oblige to that. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be just as entertaining as the first one. I've heard it was an extremely entertaining match. Of course, G Money has had a lot of bad luck since, if you go watch the promo videos. So this should be a very interesting match. And of course, I am going to be at Project X, invited along. It's going to be an excellent show. Myself and my missus, as I say, staying in Liverpool before heading over to Manchester to catch Rev Pro UK.
Excellent. On the 31st of July at TNT Ignition's All Eyes on Me, Gia Adams will now be facing Aurora Tevez. Originally, Gia was set to face Heidi Katrina, but due to injury, Heidi will no longer be able to compete. Get well soon, Heidi.
Yeah, it looks like, I think she broke her arm recently, or wrist at least. I believe it was a show in Finland, maybe. I know she's been doing a lot of touring in the European scene. She was due to be at Rings of Europe. I had to pull out that show because of said injury, but Aurora Tevez is a little spitfire. I think she's fantastic. So she's obviously going to be very, very outsized by Gia Adams in this match. So she'll need to use her speed and athleticism to.
Well, having seen her live a few times, she has speed and athleticism in abundance. Someone else that has speed and athleticism in abundance is Tate Mayfair, who has been announced that will be facing Dynamite Lee at Ignition's All Eyes on Me. Can Tateness is Greatness continue his undefeated streak?
Of course he can. He is the greatest professional wrestler walking on this earth. Tateness is greatness.
Tateness is greatness. And Bolarama and Session Moth Martina have both been confirmed for TNT Extreme's Reign of Fire on September the 3rd, when TNT Extreme head to Wales.
Yeah, good for they got the bring some Welsh talent in, of course, from Bolarama, and Session of Martina's always entertaining. So good picks for their Reign of Fire show come September 3rd.
Yeah. Now, TNT Extreme versus GCW. We have some news from there, haven't we?
Oh, we do. For the entire weekend, he's the only one so far that's actually been announced as being part of every single date during the TNT Extreme GCW weekend. It is the bad boy, Joey Janela, pretty much Mr. GCW himself, isn't he?
Pretty much. Yeah. All 3 dates. Great chance to see Joey, and he is a great, great wrestler.
Going the other way, though.
Yeah, GCW have taken on a very good British talent to head to America. Just Joe Lando is heading to GCW's US tour at Homecoming on the 13th and 14th of August in Atlantic City. Go and show him, Joe. Show him what we've got.
Yeah, that's it. Joe Lando is going to. Yeah, he's going to go to the international world and says, I'm one of the best high flyers in Europe. I'm one of the best high flyers in the world. I'm going to be a superstar one day.
That's not one day, it's today. He's just going to be an international superstar.
He is. He's phenomenal talent. And yeah, I think he's there for about a month in the States doing tours. And so GCW might have been the first to announce him as say, for their show. So go on, Joe. Show the world.
Some other company that is showing the world is One Pro Wrestling, who have just sold over 1,000 tickets for a UK promotion doing a UK show. How phenomenal is One Pro Wrestling selling 1,000 tickets for a new Twist of Fate on the 1st of October at the Doncaster Dome?
It's been a while. I mean, I don't think Rev Pro UK have managed to hit the 1,000 quite yet, even with their Stevenage and York Hall shows, although they can hold around 900. But I don't think they've quite got over the 1,000. They may have. I actually saw people questioning this on Twitter, like it's some sort of conspiracy, like they haven't really sold that many tickets, they're just saying they are. And I'm just like, really? And they asked, does anybody know anyone that's actually going? Yes, I do know people who are actually going. In fact, Mark O'Brien, who joined us last week to do the Irish Roundup, will be going to that show, and he'll be reporting back to us.
I know people from Liverpool that are going. I know people from Hertfordshire that are going. It's going to be a sick show.
It is, yeah. I'll let you announce this. Yeah, I'll let you segue yourself. So go on.
It's going to be a sick show, and it will also feature Survival of the Sickest. Ulf Herman, Big Effin' Joe, Tyler Devlin, Iceman, Clint Margera, and Jack Harrop will be slicing and dicing their way through a death match.
Yeah, if you like that sort of thing, I'm sure it may excite you.
As you know, wrestling is a 3-ring circus.
It is.
And if it's something that you don't enjoy, there will always be something else. However, you've got to bear in mind, you hope this won't go the same way the GCW match went last night. Unfortunately, there was a very nasty injury during a death match where 2 wrestlers had broken off light tubes and were stabbing each other in the arm.
Oh, that was the hood foot injury. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he did. That was sliced underneath his armpit or something. Apparently, he wanted to go back and finish.
Yeah, don't do that.
I respect death match wrestlers. I do, because that shit's crazy and insane. It's, if you want to do that, I respect your art. As you say, it's not for me. I'm a technical guy. People don't like technical wrestling. People find technical wrestling boring. And it's just the way it is. It's just wrestling.
3-ring circus. And talking of circuses.
Yeah. That was the best segue yet.
Wrestling Entertainment Series. Oh, God. So Matthew Renault, Aiden English, has claimed that WAS have ghosted him, as per quotes. Do you want to read?
I'll let you go. You got a better voice to me today.
I was asked to be on this show, but had a conflicting booking. I was told they really wanted me and would pay me up front. So as they were former colleagues, I took them at their word and passed on my other booking. And since I've been completely ghosted. 0 communication. I have friends booked for the show, and luckily some of them have already been paid. Some of them have been paid already, but I doubt the show will happen. No travel, hotels, or any pertinent information has been shared with anyone I know. Now, I'm also out a weekend of income due to them. Part of that is on me, as I chose to forgo my other date. But as I say, I was repeatedly told that for sure this was happening and they wanted me to be there. I would be wary of buying a ticket or the broadcast of this show. And he's not the only person that is worried about this, is he?
No, Nia Jax has just confirmed that she will not be part of the show. Actually, despite being heavily featured on the poster still, I mean, she's pretty much the main frame of focus on the poster. Everything kind of spreads out from her. And yeah, she's basically repeatedly saying, yeah, I am not going to be part of this show. So I mean, I was honestly thinking that, to be honest, I might pick up the pay-per-view. But I'm gonna wait
until after it's happened.
Yeah, I think until after it's happened. I'm not even going to do it 10 minutes before. I'm just going to wait till after it's happened. I think that seems the better scenario. So that is what I'm going to do. There are some match announcements we will be talking about during our previews of the coming week.
What Culture Pro Wrestling were chatting about this earlier, and it was very funny. And they were also comparing it to 5-star. So we're not the only ones doing that.
No, it's look. Could they be doing something like 1PW are doing right now? There's a lot of big names coming in for 1PW, but there's still some fantastic young British talent as well as some veteran British talents working in and amongst them. In fact, Doug Williams called WES out on Twitter over the fact that, again, not exactly highlighting much British wrestling talent. Now, there are, and we'll be talking about those matches as we discuss it, but look, you could have thrown some money and done something like 1PW. UK stream we're still looking for me that big standout promotion. Rev Pro UK and Progress are fantastic, but
well, we'll discuss that in a minute because one of them might be taking that next step.
Yeah.
But before we discuss them, let's talk about an American company.
Yeah, Major League Wrestling. Now, this is pure speculation. Okay, MLW tweeted just very recently, simple thing, 3 Union Jack emojis, and then they didn't really say anything. So it's unclear what this means, but it could be a hint that maybe they're planning some sort of European wrestling run. Why not?
Why not indeed? They might even join up with another company. We shall see. It'll be very exciting to see.
We do know that there's going to be MLW talent for the first time in the UK. With Myron Reed, of course, is going to be a part of Sovereign Pro Wrestling. And Alexander Hammerstone, the world champion, is going to be part of 1PW. So you've got MLW talent in the country. Maybe, who knows? Be interested. Or maybe a partnership with a British promotion bringing them over. So either way, something good, I hope. Where are we? I've lost my...
I'm going to tell you all about what happened at NXT UK this week. As you can hear, with you being slightly COVID-y and me being slightly useless, we're having a fantastic show so far. We can do this.
We can do it. Go on.
Right. Blair Davenport is back.
Yes.
I'm happy about this.
It was a decent match.
She beat the hell out of Angel Hayes. She knocked her from pillar to post. She locked her up. She twisted her round and she beat her convincingly.
Yeah.
I am glad to see her back.
Me too. It's B is amazing. Blair is great. So yeah, just good to have her back. She is a big name for that women's division for us.
Yeah. Next, we saw Kenny Williams backstage, and he will be facing Tiger Turan. And he believes that Tiger Turan is Amir Jordan. And what did we think?
Yeah.
You really don't give a toss about this match, do you?
No, I haven't warmed up to this whole thing yet. It was a long overdue split when it first happened. It's happening.
I'm looking forward to this match. I really am. I think they'll both be really pushing and I think it'll go well. Noam Dar and Shah Samuels challenged Mark Coffey for a match for the Heritage Cup, and Shah Samuels is laying the house on it, everybody else's house on it, his nan's house on it. Kind of getting a little bit bored of the East End bookie gimmick, but it is what it is. Shah can make anything work.
Yeah. I hope Coffee doesn't win.
Yeah, we shall see. Amelia McKenzie then took on Fallon Henley.
I hated this.
This might have meant something if you watch NXT 2.0. If you don't, which I don't, it meant that somebody who I didn't know just beat Amelia McKenzie, who they've been building for ages. I didn't enjoy this match either.
Yeah, didn't like this.
I understand the whole point is to turn Amelia so that she becomes a heel, so it can be tutor versus student. I understand that. I just didn't enjoy this match.
I just don't like the fact that they have literally just gone, we're going to send a bunch of American talent, put them over.
Yeah, there is that. There were a lot of boos afterwards, and wasn't a great match. Sorry. Nothing wrong with either wrestler, just the whole storyline going into it's just not been fantastic.
Yeah.
De Familia then asked Oliver Carter to join them again because they did that about 8 months ago, I believe.
Yes, they did.
I can cope with Oliver Carter going heel and joining De Familia.
Yeah. I mean, if he would
coming back, trying to turn him back to.
He would suit the group. He would suit the group. But for me, Carter's the guy I would like them to build to take the DARS Europe Heritage Cup thing.
Yeah, that'd be good as well, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I think it'd be better to give it to Charlie Dempsey and have him just own it.
Yeah, I mean, but I think Carter could definitely be a future star.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a future star. Definitely.
100%.
It was then announced that Sarai and Meiko Satomura will take on Eliza Alexander and Bratty Brookside.
Yeah, something to look forward to. I wasn't overly impressed with Sarai against Nina Samuels. You could say maybe it was just a bad case of opponents sometimes not meshing. So Sarai 2.0, I guess. I still think the gimmick is really insulting.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it is, and that's WWE for you.
Yeah.
But I think it could give Eliza and Bratty a really good, strong win.
Yeah, I think if you can, I would put them over myself. Yeah.
We then had Noam Dar. No, we didn't. We then had Charles Samuels, accompanied by Noam Dar, versus Wolfgang in a big meaty man match.
It was a good enough match.
It was a good enough match. Was it a headline match? No.
No, but they had a headline segment, so they didn't need a headline match. Or they thought they had a headline segment, but you know.
Yeah. Wolfgang is a brilliant wrestler. He really is. He's a fantastic wrestler, and Charles Samuels is in the shape of his life.
Yeah.
They were a fast-paced match without rushing it. It was a good match. I enjoyed it.
I doubt these two have had a better match against each other.
Oh, they've had some in ICW that were pretty damn good. But yes, Wolfgang won with the spear. We then had our go home segment with it was how would you describe it?
It almost feels like Amir Khan, Amir Jordan, Kenny 2.0.
Right.
I feel like I've seen this somewhere before, and I just can't place. No,
Trent 7 came out.
Yeah, I think they're going to push Trent to possibly be a challenger for Ilya, and then he'll maybe take on Tyler Bate on his return, and then he'll stumble down
the card.
Yeah.
And
that could be good.
He blamed Tyler Bate for all of Mustache Mountain's losses. He pointed out that he is the best, he is the king, he is the daddy. And then they had an audience member jump over. For those of you listening on the podcast, I did the air fingers. An audience member jump over the barricade and get kicked in the balls by Trent Seven.
Yeah, I was trying to recognise the audience member. Like, who is it? I'm sure I've seen him in the go-kart somewhere.
I didn't recognise him.
No
offense to you if you are a trainee wrestler.
Couldn't place him, but I'm sure I've seen him somewhere. I'm not. Actually, I know where I've seen him. I've seen him usually doing security for the Progress shows. He's part of the ring crew. I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying it is, but I'm pretty sure I've seen him putting the rings together and being in the red shirts at Progress. So I think I know. So there you go.
Overall, I would give this show 2.5 sugars.
I thought I was going to give it less originally, and I am. I'm going to give it 2 sugars.
Fair enough. What have you been watching, my friend?
I've been watching a lot, so I'm going to try and do my best to do cliff notes of what I have been watching, because obviously time and voice and all that. Right, ICW Fight Club. It opened up with a vibes session, which is a Luke Cairo in-ring segment, apparently, that he's been doing. So he had Theodorus, then out came Jack Jester, then Kez Evans was on the screen. He said he would put a bounty on Jack Jester's head. Then Theodorus tried to catch the bounty, but he got, it was an opening segment. I'm never a big fan of these in-ring talk shows, but it was better than Noam Dar's thing that he does. What is it Dar does on NXT UK these days? Project Supernova.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was better than one of those. So,
anything is better than one of those.
But the show opened up properly with Jason Reed, BT Gunn, which is a good match, as you can imagine. The young team will face Krieger and Luke King Sharp later at the show because they want to get back into the tag team hunt. He then had Andy Wild and Jason Reed arguing with Coach Tripp because of this whole segment. And I've kind of like that. He then had a bit of a jokey segment with Ian Skinner training Thatcher Wright for his match against that MMA dude.
Bugner,
yeah. And then Charles Weiss tried to cash in against Jack Jester, but failed. It was then Eddie Castle versus Daz Black in a really good match.
Yeah.
Then Harley Hudson is told she will be debuting soon. And then there was another Thatcher Wright MMA training session with Ian Skinner, which again was quite comedic. Ian Skinner is just a funny bloke, and he's very talented.
And he's a really nice guy. Obviously, he's a horrible heel, and we don't like him at all. But
despicable Tory. Despicable Tory. Then it was Luke King Sharp and Krieger versus the young team of Jimmy Pierce and Logan Smith, of which Luke King Sharp and Krieger won. It was saved by 2 good matches, and I would give this show 2.5 sugars. It was better.
Oh, even with the decent talk bits with me and Skinner and.
I just don't feel like we can give it 3. I tell you what, 2 3/4 sugars.
That's a bit better.
Definitely saved by 2 good segments with Ian Skinner and 2 good. You know what? 3 sugars. You're right. 2 good matches plus the Ian Skinner segments. It was good. All right. There we go. So I like the way ICW have been doing Fight Club as of late. Oh, but I do have to knock another half a sugar off because they didn't actually have a women's match.
Fair enough.
So we're back down to 2.5. But it was still better than I felt like the previous weeks have been. Phenomenal Elite Wrestling's PEW's Off the Wall. Big Jim Die Hard defeated Toby Valentine. Laurie defeated Ruby, cheerleader Ruby. Styx defeated Martin Kirby, but by DQ. Ivy and Chantel Jordan went to a double count out. Hatred, Leia Raven, Lance Rivera, and team captain Tyler Adams defeated Smashing Mike, Jason Joshua, Ryder Sound Guy, and Hardy Hudson in an elimination 10-man tag. The Rebellion defeated Riley Nova and Brady Phillips to regain the championships that they never lost. So, right. Really impressed with Toby Valentine. He is strong, powerful, fast, trained down at Reach Academy, has a lot of potential.
Does a lot with UBW as well.
Yes, he does. Does a lot with UBW. Ruby, the cheerleader, very athletic, very impressive. She put up a good fight against Laurie, who is Germany's best kept secret, and she's goddamn amazing, and she should be on WXW Germany as their #1 talent. And I don't know why she's not, because she needs to be more places in the UK as #1 talent. She is powerful, athletic. I'm a big fan of her. Sticks and Kirby was okay. The women's championship was all right. The 8-man tag match, you got a good look at a few guys. Like, I got a good chance to see Hatred, and yeah, I was right. He is just a phenomenal internet champion. He defeated, half of the other team for Tyler Adams, and if it wasn't for Tyler Adams costing Hatred, he wouldn't have been eliminated. So I don't see what your problem with Hatred is. He is a phenomenally talented guy. I think
Hatred was eliminated. Yeah,
I think he was eliminated.
He was eliminated.
He was eliminated. He did eliminate 2 of the other team though.
So Hatred doesn't have a completely clean record. He was eliminated.
It was a screw job on Hatred, if you ask me. Screw job. All because of Tyler Adams, who also got himself eliminated trying to screw Hatred. So there'll be, when we talk about BW a little bit later in the further roundup, the match does come with this. Leia Raven and Harley Hudson is a singles match I would really like to see. So somebody please book Harley Hudson versus Leia Raven. There was also a segment with the Prestige and the commentator. That was neither here or there for me. I was a big fan of Simon Hill and Dave Bradshaw combination on commentary, though. I think those two as a pair are very, very good. Leighton is very good on commentary as well, but Simon Hill, they just seem to go very well. But they do need somebody Hill in there, so Leighton adds to that trio, but he got taken out. The tag team match, main event. Rebellion are a really good tag team. They should be used more places. Riley Nova and Brady Phillips are 2 absolute young studs who really are. This was a phenomenal main event. I'm going to give this show 3 1/4 sugars.
Oh.
Yep. Like the 3 1/4. Yeah, I was just saying, it's very impressed. Very great main event. And I say, you got a good look at a good few guys in that tag match. Very impressed by Smashing Mike, by the way.
He's great, isn't he?
Really good. Lance Rivera is really good as well. I mean, they all are, to be honest. Jason Joshua, Big Daddy Unicorn, does still have a better Big Daddy moniker than you.
Yes.
Catch Pro 5 Art Catch. Chantel Jordan defeated JJ Webb. Lucia Lee and Lizzie Evo defeated Lucy Skies and Natalie Sykes. Scotty Rourke defeated Joe Kessler. Tom Farewell defeated Daz Black. Brady Phillips defeated Keenan. Ivy defeated Rio. And 2-Bit defeated Chris Ridgway in a 30-minute pure Iron Man match. Really impressed by Chantel Jordan against JJ Webb, who is, again, also very impressive, especially the way he can guard a heat. Nat Sykes really stood out in the tag match for the beating she took off Lucia Lee and Lizzie Evo, who are very good at being bruisers and violent. Lucy Sky added the power game to that match and was very good. Scotty Rourke versus Joe Kessler was good. Farewell versus Danny Black was really good. Brady Phillips versus Keenan was good. Rio versus Rio was a star despite losing to Ivy, was still good. 2-Bit versus Ridgway was an amazing main event. We'll give this one 3 1/2 sugars. I would urge people to go watch both of these shows, which are actually free to watch on YouTube. So 100% check that out. Especially, of course, Tom Farewell versus Daz Black and Two-Bit versus Chris Ridgway. Just great matches. And
I think I will have to do that because I want to see Ridgway versus Two-Bit.
You'll really enjoy it. Pure Iron Man match, which is why I'm not giving the results of how that went down. You just have to watch it to believe it. Anyway, let's get on to some previews.
I'm very tempted to go to our first preview because I'm actually free on Friday night. I'm not DJing. I haven't got anything major on.
Oh, you can enter the tournament. They're giving away tickets again. See if you're going to win yourself some more tickets.
Oh, it's just down the road from me and it's only £10 a ticket. It is Wet Cake Pro Wrestling, the only wrestling company to use the letters WCPW. It will feature. Do you want to do these?
No, I'm gonna let. Would you like to do them one by one? We're doing one.
Go on then. Let's take it in turns.
You gonna start?
Tommy Shithead Kyle, 95, defends his weird time-based sacrifice belt against handsome gentleman, the wife's favourite wrestler, Elijah, in a loser doesn't leave town because that's a bit harsh, but does have to fuck off for a bit match.
That fucker, Kai Payne, wanted a match and we pulled the strings and got the biggest, heaviest import available. The Wet Cake Goat Bridge will be in action somehow.
And
Truman That's a literal
Roswell,
bridge, by the way.
Yep. Truman Roswell will defend his shiny new sacrifice belt against the rattlesnake from outer space, Elliot's best friend and the toughest SOB we know, Stone Cold E.T. Yes, this is a real match on a real show.
Skillet Club, our cookery-based Bullet Club bad boys, Carl Kingsley and David Grant, are up against the Raffle Boys, Mark True and Kieran Lacey, two lads who just love to give out a jolly good prize, plus drop kicks. That's the prize. And that's in Bedford. And it's for charity as well.
It is. All the money goes to charity. I went to their last show. It was very, very good. Also advertised for this show, but not mentioned there, are Mr. Charles Crowley and Clementine.
Ooh.
They are on the main poster for the show. Who else do I see on that poster? Doris, I believe, is on the poster as well.
Kermit the Frog. Kermit the Frog was on the poster. He will be there.
Oh, I'm excited if Kermit's going to be there. There is also going to be a match for the Monet in the Bank match. So win a Monet. There's Memes artist versus 3 other people. So we're going to be excited for that one. We're also going to have Bolarama live in person. So who else did I see on there? Mia Cortez is also on the poster. Kang, I believe, is on the poster. It should be very good. I am very excited. I will have to see if I can get down there on Friday.
That would be good if you could. Purpose Wrestling March of the Dogs in Wimbledon, also on Friday the 8th. You got Jay Alexander and Robbie Taylor versus Ollie Peace and Bullet. David Francesco versus Rob Elias. The 8-7 versus the East City Sovereigns. Destination Everywhere versus Jordan Breaks and Nino Bryan. The 0121 versus the Super Chapman Brothers.
That'll be an entertaining match.
Yeah.
Saturday, July the 9th, Rev Pro UK's Queen of the Ring tournament. We didn't do the news story.
It's coming.
Excellent. 2 shows, 1 day. Kanji, Clementine, Chantal Jordan, Alexis Falcon, Rhea O'Reilly, Maya Matthews, Kia Chimera, and LA Taylor will all be taking part.
We mentioned them earlier, so World Wrestling Entertainment Series supposedly happening on Nottingham, supposedly on Fight on pay-per-view. Sumare Del Sol or Callisto versus Lindsay Dorado. Eric Young versus Zach Zodiac. But apparently that is a pre-show match. Levi Venezuela or Valencia. No Way Jose versus Jody Fleisch, which should be a good match. But yeah, good opportunity.
Yep, very much so. We shall see if it's happened.
Yeah.
Oh, and Damo versus Mojo.
Oh, has that just been announced? I must have missed that one.
Yep.
Big Damo versus Brian Matidi or something like
Dean Mutardi.
Dean Mutardi, yeah. Or,
So,
yeah, I mean, look, if it happens, it could be good.
yes, let's be positive. North Wrestling NCL. That's something to be positive about because they're awesome.
This is a great card as well.
Visage versus HT Drake versus Kid Lycos versus Gia Adams. Scotty to Hottie, Mr. Scott Garland versus Joe Hendry. And we are both waiting to see Joe Hendry's entry video for that one.
Definitely.
Liam Slater versus Axel Tiska. Crashboat versus Lizzie Evo and Tonga versus Shreddy and Adam Maxted. The winners will then face men like Doris and Leon Slater.
Yes, boisterous behavior.
And Will Cruz versus Kid Lycos 2. I think Kid Lycos 2 might get squashed.
I think Kid Lycos 2 is probably definitely getting squashed. Let's say that's going to be a great card. That Liam Slater versus Axel Tis is going to be a great match, and that's for the North NCL Championship. And I would look forward to that show. Sunday, the 10th of July, Wrestle Carnival Ringmasters at the Coventry HMV Empire. Charles Crowley versus Scott Garland for the Carnival Championship. Chris Ridgway versus Emerson Jane for the Pure Championship. Jeff versus Charlie Morgan for the interim Queen of the Carnival Championship. Lucia Lee versus Ava White in a prospect match. George Lydon, Big Guns Joe, Top Gun Tommy Guile versus Jim Diehard. Sorry, that's a fatal four-way scrambles match. George Lydon versus Big Guns Joe versus Tommy Guile versus Jim Diehard. Man Like Doris versus Eric Young Becker or B3 CCA Frecker versus Lana Austin. Leon Slater versus Robbie X, and Axel Tiska will challenge whoever holds the Carnival Championship after the Charles Crowley Scott Garland match. You can check out my preview for that alongside D Johnner's podcast coming out on Wrestle Carnival's channel. So go check that out, and we won't do it here.
It will be a very, very good preview. And also, I believe our Mr. Stephen Southern is going to be in attendance for that one as well.
Oh, yes, the Tribal Chief for the Big Fat Geeks. He will be there for that show, and he'll be dropping us all the details, either sending it over by message or doing a video for us. Who knows?
Right. Big news story now.
Yeah.
Rev Pro UK live in Sheffield on Sunday will feature the Bastard Pack versus Shota Umino for the AEW All Atlantic Championship. Holy Moses.
Holy Moses indeed. And as you say, what a phenomenal, I mean, the first defense of the title in the UK, Rev Pro UK, I'm sure there's some great working relationships between the people all involved here, and this is amazing. And this is why I'm annoyed that COVID has been brought into my household, because obviously I will not be able to go to this, because as soon as it was announced, I started looking into tickets and found that I could get there and get home on the day. And so I'm a bit disappointed that I won't. Hopefully he'll be part of the Summer Sizzler tour, maybe, because I will be at that, of course.
Fingers crossed. I mean, I'm just very excited for Shota Umino because he got to wrestle at the AEW New Japan Forbidden Door.
He got to take a fireball to the face, for God's sake.
He did indeed. But he has just been phenomenal on his trip in the UK on his part here. And I am so glad that he is being given this opportunity because, by God, he deserves it.
Yeah, I don't know. I love this mix of a heel turn that's coming with him as well. So I'm sure Gideon will make sure that he's involved in this big match at some point as well. It should be fantastic.
I really want Gideon to get involved.
Of course you do.
I want to see him eat that flying kick from Pac.
Yeah.
Destination Everywhere have also been announced to take on Aussie Open.
Yes, in the Great British Tag League Block B decider. You can also go check out ICW Fight Club in Glasgow at the Asylum. You got Leighton Buzzard teaming with Kez Evans versus BT Gunn and Jack Jester. Levi versus Thatcher Wright. Theodoros versus Sakib Ali. KOE and the Kings of the North versus Jimmy Pierce and Logan Smith, the young team, and Low King Sharp and Krieger, and more.
Resurgence Wrestling. Fresh from her IWD tournament victory, Alex Windsor takes on Kanji, herself, who has not been seen in Resurgence rings since the Iron Woman match in 2019. The two will collide at Resurgence Rumble on the 6th of August in Leicester, as well as the titular match itself, the Resurgence Rumble, the winner of which will be crowned the new Resurgence champion. 20 competitors, one winner. So far announced are Commander Stephanie Sterling, Man Like Reese, and Jim Diehard.
Yeah, I always like what Resurgence Wrestling do. Always love the posters that they create. I believe it's Alec Hugo. Go check them out. And Resurgence Wrestling, always an entertaining show over in Leicester. Of course, we are on the further roundup now. No Mercy Wrestling. Scott Garland, or Scotty Too Hottie, is coming to a small town in Wales as part of the No Mercy Wrestling on the 14th of July. Out for Wrestling show in Pembrokeshire. Also announced BDK members, the Bastard Son, Chris Bevan, and the man called Wesker. Also announced Billy Hayes versus Scott Hooker versus Nico Angelo versus Lucia Lee versus Jay Joshua. And I just spoke to Chris Bevan of No Mercy Wrestling, and we'll be dropping that out later this week.
Excellent. Entertainment Wrestling Alliance. 3 matches have been announced for the EWA's British Bash 2022 on the 17th of September in High Wycombe at the Judo Club. 10-man elimination match. Connor Mills, Jay Joshua, Billy Hayes, David Francesco, and Razor versus the Captain, Ruckus, Ricky Suave, and Vanity. We also have Bullet versus Lucy Phillips, and Kylo Reese versus Sean Jackson. And a Badger.
Jackson. Good old Sean Jackson. Yes, you can hear Badger barking away. I'm sure the lovely Sean has just gotten up to do nothing and still got barked at. Big Bullet versus Lucian Phillips in a big meaty match. Of course, you went over to see an Entertainment Wrestling, didn't you, at High Wycombe?
I did. They put on a really good show with possibly the best entrance ring ever. Really, really nice people, and I have actually got an open invitation back, so I will have to try and get along to one of those shows very soon.
Good to see Sean Jackson as well, Rev Pro contender, so good to see him doing some work. So that's I spoke about them earlier. Phenomenal Elite Wrestling, they are back on the 30th of July with Legacy. With that, with Legacy, we will see the return of the Golden Ticket Rumble. The show will also see the Fallen Angel final of Laurie versus LA Taylor, with the winner claiming the Fallen Angel Championship. The PEW Internet Championship will be on the line as Tyler Adams and Jason Joshua challenge Hatred in a triple threat. Sky
Come on,
Smith.
Jason Joshua.
Go on, Hatred. Sky Smithson and Alexis Falcon in a number 1 contenders match for Ivy's PEW Women's Championship. Chocolate Rave, Lance Rivera and Chocolate Thunder.
Amazing Chocolate Thunder.
Versus Act 2, Jack Knudsen and Benjamin Harland are facing Smashing Mike and Toby Valentine. The winner will become the number 1 contenders to the Rebellion's PEW Tag Team Championship. You also have Chantel Jordan and the Rebellion versus the Entitles Ivy, plus Brady Phillips and Riley Nova.
Nice lineup. Slam Masters. It will be Nico Angelo who welcomes Ace Austin to Wales as the 2 high flyers are set to clash at Slam Masters Brawl at the Banking Hall on the 2nd of October.
That should be a great match.
Yeah, definitely.
Great match. Nico Angelo is fantastic, and so is Ace Austin. I'd really be excited about that match.
Southwest Wrestling.
A new #1 contender for the SWW Women's Championship will be decided at Girls of the Underground on July 15th at the Frog and Fiddle in Manchester. The show will feature a full women tournament, including Chantel Jordan, Charlie Morgan, Sky Smithson, and Alex Windsor.
Hey, good lineup. Discovery Wrestling on July 31st at the O2 Academy in Edinburgh at Tagged. Will Cruz makes his disco return as he will go one-on-one with the mighty Caleb Valhalla. That's two big guys. Plus, there'll be triple threat action with Zach Dynamite versus Theodorus versus Griffin.
Fight Factory Pro, Myla Grace will make her debut at FFP's Grapple Games on the 22nd of July against the undefeated Anita Vaughan. Debbie Keitel, Justin Daniels, Fabio Klong, and Martin Steers, and Dom Tuck are this year's Grapple Game competitors competing for the Irish Junior Heavyweight Championship. And hopefully Mark O'Brien will tell us more about that on next week's show.
Awesome. World War Wrestling. Community Chaos 5 has been announced for the 16th of July in Surrey. The Rebellion, Taylor James and Jack Toreno, will be in action. Plus, Sky Smithson will defend her women's championship against Nightshade.
Good lineup. I do really, the Rebellion as a tag team are just fantastic. Something I was really looking forward to. I'm not going to be able to make their debut show on the August 26th, but Senshi Kingdom have finally announced their debut show for the Fusion nightclub in Liverpool. 4 fighters are set to compete in a Grand Prix tournament, plus other super fights lined up with first ever matchups. The first fight announcement will come in the next coming days. Some of the superstars they have announced are Sam Smitten Downs, a 15-year pro wrestling experience. The babyface Pitbull also has a career in MMA, including the first Jingoku Pancrase. Matthew Pickering is a British champion in combat sambo and combined 20 years of Muay Thai experience plus Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Ian Skinner, trained in multiple styles. Ian Skinner is a hybrid fighter. I know he's trained in kickboxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but right now he's training in Greco-Roman wrestling alongside Commonwealth wrestler Joe Hendry. Dave Faulkner, 30 years freestyle wrestling experience, multiple world championship victories, and as a former Ultimate Fighter contestant. I actually remember him on the Ultimate Fighter. He brings a lot of world-class skills to the ring. And finally, a Lewis Johnson, a 20 years martial arts experience. Lewis Johnson is a strong opponent for anyone who will stand against him. He is a heavyweight kickboxer and submission specialist. And finally, not quite finally. Two more. Big Lou Nixon with 16 years martial arts experience. He is undefeated in Muay Thai. He has victories in MMA and in boxing. And Kev Lloyd, not Sexy Kev, no, just Kev Lloyd, D-catch wrestler, catches Kev. He is fighting out the famous Snake Pit in Wigan. Of course, he has true catch wrestling experience, and he'll be looking to suplex and submit opponents.
I'll be honest with you, out of this lineup, I'm hoping that I'll get to see Ian Skinner versus Kev Lloyd, mainly because I actually know those two, but also because I think their styles and size would be a wonderful clash. It would be great. I want to see that.
Yeah, I was excited for this. It's going to be quite a different thing, more of a shoot style wrestling. Will be interesting to see what comes of this.
Yeah, going to definitely give it a shot. DOA Wrestling Adrenaline Division Championship match. On behalf of the lads, Ben Jones has a chance to walk out of the drill house as a double champion, challenging CJ Carter for the Adrenaline Division Championship at Peter Nixon's Beach Ball Mania 4 in Great Yarmouth on the 13th of August.
Black Country Championship Wrestling. Unfortunately, Dave Mastiff will no longer be appearing at BCCW's Project Empire show on the 22nd in Tipton. However, Lana Austin will be making her debut at Project Empire, and she's just on fire right now.
Yes, she is. And my computer's playing. OTT Wrestling. Amari is set to make his OTT return at Poetry Slam on the 22nd of July in Dublin as he challenges Mark Haskins for the OTT Championship. Plus, Session Moth Martina defends her gender-neutral championship in a triple threat action against Jay and one of my favourites, Speedball Mike Bailey.
Rest monkey.
Monkey.
Yeah, good to see Amari back. A very promising young guy, and should be a great lineup. And again, hopefully Mark will be able to tell us more about that next week. Coliseum Pro Wrestling, Saturday the 16th of July. Coliseum make their debut at the Conway Hall in London. Some fantastic matches lined up, including the most recently announced Doug Williams and Joel Redmond versus Leighton Buzzard and Theodorus.
What a great combination of wrestlers.
Indeed. Kyra Chimera versus Ronnie Knox should be exciting. Two young, great competitors. Kings of the North versus the 8-7. What genuine, great matchup there. Aurora Tevez versus Regina Rosendale. Regina Rosendale, a superb Scandi Graps wrestler. Aurora Tevez is a little dynamo. That's going to be a great match. Shreddy versus Yeston Reese. And Harley Hudson versus LA Taylor. And Warren Banks versus Sheik El Shab.
Ooh, that would be brilliant.
Indeed. We're going to get on to a little bit of some Euro news. I'll let you talk about Passion Pro before I wrap up everything WXW over the last couple of weeks.
Passion Pro Wrestling have announced the return of the Passion Cup on the 18th of September. Passion Pro have also announced Passion Pro 5 at the famous Balaton Lake. Yes, on the 13th of August for their first show outside of Budapest.
I'm sure it's famous in Hungary.
I am positive it's famous in Hungary. Congratulations, Passion Pro. Keep growing.
Exactly. There is WXW Germany versus APC Catch 2, Fight for Paris 2, coming on the 11th of July. That looks fantastic. Matches include Maggot from WXW versus APC's Tiago Montero, Andre Dreisker versus Agel Blanc, The Rotation versus Good Old Kid, Jörn Simmons versus Eric Salem, and Tristan Archer versus, who did I see? He will also be in action. So
I like that.
He's been really, really good as late, and I'm going to get on to obviously talking about how good he has been as of late. But before I go on to everything else, WXW Germany, I'll tell you about the last 3 shows they've had, which start with Broken Rules. Orsi defeated Igel Blanc, Hector Invictus, Mashra Slamovich, Peter Tihani, and The Rotation in one of those 6-man scrambles matches, and herself a place in Femme Fatales during the World Tag Team Festival. Levanio defeated Soka Mike. Cara Noir defeated Axel Tiscar. Jörn Simmons defeated Vincent Heisenberg in a last man standing match. Ivor Koloski and Sebastian Suave defeated Maggot and Baby Allison, earning themselves title shots against the respective people. Rotten Flot then defeated Bobby Guns and Michael Knight in a tables and an eliminations table match at that. And then Jonathan Gresham defeated Dreisker by disqualification, because the Arrows of Hungary and Lawrence Roman came down and started to help and beat up Jonathan Gresham and all the young boys to try to stop Dreisker from leaving. It was a decent opener. You know, scrambles are always quite crazy and entertaining, and there was some big stuff happening. Huge win for Orsi, and she does look like a great top star in the future. The Vanio Mike was fun and entertaining. Noir versus Tiska, of course, was very good. Simmons versus Heisenberg was so hard hitting and violent, it was fantastic. The mixed tag match was okay. The main event was more about the heel faction forming with the Arrows and Lawrence Roman and Dreisker. I'd give this show 3 sugars. Then you had We Love Wrestling 33. Lawrence Roman defeated Nick Schreier. Axel Tiska defeated Peter Tihani. Igel Blanc defeated Michael Shecklenberg, which is a member of Rotten Flot. Fast Time Mudo defeated Masha Slamovich. The Arrows of Hungary defeated Maggot and Heisenberg. And Jonathan Gresham defeated Tristan Archer due to count out. So the opener was all about establishing Amboss, which is the new faction of Dreiska, Lawrence Roman, and Arrows of Hungary. This means anvils, so they are here to reshape and rebuild in their image. It was a decent enough opening match just to establish Lawrence Roman as actual threat. He's kind of like their Lance Storm. Really good, but maybe a bit bland. So, so he's kind of there. Tiska versus Tihani was, as I say, very good match. Tihani selling his back in this. Tiska picking up the win. Tiska, of course, has been on a bad run of late and managed to get this win. So maybe he'll turn his luck around. Gil Blanc versus Schleckenberg was good. Fast Time Mudo was very aggressive. Came off a bit of a hill. It was a really good match against Masha Slamovich. Good tag match. Main event was absolutely excellent. Tristan Archer has been on a tear. He's just been so good lately. Overall, I'm going to give this 3.5 sugars. Maga defeated WXW 34. Maga defeated Sebastian Suave, retaining the WXW Shotgun title. Michael Knight defeated Hector Invictus. Simmons and Levaniel beat the tag team of Michael Schecklenberg and Tristan Archer. Nikita Charisma at ringside is the usual partner of Schecklenberg, but obviously got injured. Baby Allison defeated Ivor Koloski. Psycho Mike defeated Jacob Crane. Master Slamovich defeated Orshi. And then Ambosh defeated Gresham's team of Elijah Blum, Peter Tahani in the rotation, are all a bunch of young sort of up-and-comers. There was also the fact that Prince Ahura, the other member of the Pretty Bastards, made his return, and he tricked Norman Harris into giving him a #1 contenders match against Norman Harris. So this looks like an interesting story. Brilliant. He was wearing his WXW Shotgun title that technically he's no longer the champion. He got injured. Maga, of course, is the current WXW Shotgun champion. So, as I say, very interesting here. Masha Slamovich versus Orshi was a really good match. Baby Allison and Ivor Koloski was better than their last match, but if you ask me, the Slamovich Orshi match was probably better. Every other match was under 10 minutes. So honestly, this was just quite easy to get through. So 3 3/4 sugars for this show. So there we go. As I say, go check them out. They're on WXW now. They'll be on the WWE network within probably in the next week. They'll start with Broken Rules.
Wow.
Their next big show is Dead End. That is on the 23rd of July. The only matches announced so far are Axel Tisca once again against Cara Noir. Gil Blanc and still Senator Volta will be taking on the Amboss team of Robert Dreisker and Lawrence Roman. And Jörn Simmons will once again challenge Tristan Archer for the WXW Unified Championship.
Gosh, have you got any more WXW news?
Yes, they've got Shotgun to the Top, which is their Rumble match. Cara Noir has been the first person to announce this, and this is on the 6th of August. Arrows of Hungary are the latest team to join the World Tag Team Festival alongside Violence is Forever. Team of Shigehiro Irie and Fuminori Abe, the Calamari Drunken Kings, whilst Masha Slamovich will join Orsi in Femme Fatale. And that is it.
I was trying to find out what Amboss means in German.
Anvil.
Ah.
Reshape and rebuild.
I learned something new. Thank you very much for explaining that to me.
No problem. Bodyslam Wrestling.
Bodyslam have announced a free wrestling show. Free! All you have to do is be at the edge of Denmark in Skagen on the 21st of July. Skagen Samdire will feature all of Bodyslam's top stars, including current Bodyslam champion Carlos Zamora, tag team champions Randus Pagne, plus Emeritus, Easy Lovers, Michael Flynn, and more.
Yeah, go check out Bodyslam Wrestling. That'll eventually go on IWTV or WXW now. Lucha Libre Barcelona. The CPF Lads on Tour continues as Maverick Mayhew Danny Black, Callum Newman, and Just Joe Lando head to Lucha Libre Barcelona. This is on the 16th of July. Top LLB stars as well, including Anarco Montana, Carlos Lama, Alex Ace, Noah Striker, and Sebastian Alvarez. Go on, lads. CPF on tour.
Now, I'm going to completely butcher the enunciation of this, and I do apologise for my attempt, but Italian Wrestling Association Axel Tisca, I can pronounce that one, is set to make his debut for the IWA at their La Lecca della Strade 5 on the 11th of September.
I'm going to say you did pretty well. La Lecca della Strada. I think you did pretty well.
Thank you.
I'm going to collapse. So we've gone through it.
We have done it. We have completed a somewhat challenged show. We hope you've enjoyed it. And please do recommend us to your friends that like Brit Wres. We need to up our numbers again. So please do let people know about Tea and Tights. Let them know that we say about all the good stuff coming in British wrestling.
And European wrestling.
And European wrestling. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
don't feed the trolls.